Hello, this is Kevin Dahlin, author of Resume and Cover Letter Secrets Revealed, and this presentation is designed to help you find the right job fast. The tips and tricks I'll share with you are based on my experience writing nearly 5,000 resumes and cover letters for nearly 3,000 clients in all 50 states since 1996. Let's get started. Here's what you're going to learn in this short presentation, and it's based on the ebook Resume and Cover Letter Secrets Revealed. I'm going to show you 3 resume mistakes and how to avoid them. After that, I will give you 2 cover letter secrets that you can start using today. And at the end, I'm going to show you how to get all these secrets and put them to work in your job search with an instant download you won't want to miss. Okay, let's dive right in. There are 3 resume mistakes to avoid. Here's number 1, no objective or summary at the start of your resume. Now, most people tell me they avoid using an objective because they don't want to be limited to just one job. They want to be considered for all possible openings. Trouble is, by not describing what kind of job you're after, you start your resume off on the wrong foot because you're forcing employers to read the whole thing to figure out exactly what kind of job you're suited for. And this creates more work for your busy reader, which is the very last thing that you want to do. The solution is to begin your resume with a concise, focused opening. Now, I found 2 ways that are effective in doing that. The most effective way to start your resume is with an objective. If you know the title of the job you're applying for, make it the first words that the reader sees in your resume. Why? This establishes an immediate rapport with your reader because if I'm the hiring manager, I'm looking to hire someone in training, a training manager, why, I see these 2 words, training manager, it tells me you have researched the position, you know exactly what I'm looking for, and you've done a little bit more work than other candidates. So it takes 30 seconds to customize your resume before sending it out. I highly recommend you do that. If you know the title of the job you're applying for, use it. What if you don't? Well, you should at least be clear in your mind about the skills you want to use in your next job. So you can start with a summary instead, which is less focused, but it still uses the words training and management. I've used them in bold here. I've told the reader I want to do something in training and management, not just any old job. And by the way, I have a 9-year track record of success. So this is still an effective way to start your resume. Either an objective if you know the job title, or a summary if you don't, but you at least tell the reader what skills you want to use for him or her. So this is a tremendously easy way to get your resume off to a fast, effective start. Mistake number 2, too many duties and responsibilities. If you look at your resume today, I'm willing to bet about 70 to 80% of the text in the resume covers duties and responsibilities. It may look like it was even copied and pasted from an HR job description. Unfortunately, your job search is probably taking weeks or months longer than it should. Why? Because your resume is not nearly as effective as it could be. The solution is to focus about 80% of your resume on the specific results you've produced before. This will gain the immediate interest of employers who want you to produce results again after they hire you. Now here's a dramatic before and after example to show you how this is done. This is from a client of mine in IT. His resume before was full of bullet points like this: cleaned up Oracle database. What's the value of this? What were the results that happened when he did this job well? Unknown. So I interviewed him. It took about 5 minutes on the phone. I asked him who, what, when, where, why, how questions. Who did you do this for? How did you do it? Why did you do it? And as a result, after about 5 minutes of discussing it, we came up with language like this. And he got hired very quickly after he started using this resume, by the way. After helped retain $20 million contract with top client after working 16-hour days for 4 months to clean up Oracle database. I've put the specific results first in this bullet point, and the duty or the responsibility comes at the end. Now, if you look at your experience today, you will certainly find something like this. It may not be involving $20 million, but if you weren't fired within 30 days after being hired for your last job, you were either making more money or saving more money in salary than you were being paid. So it's up to you to go through your experience and get at the specific results of what happened when you did your job well. Mistake number 3, also very common, what I call a superabundance of polysyllabic terminology or too many big words. Your resume shouldn't read to impress people with your vocabulary. You should avoid stilted language. You should write in a professional tone that sounds like you're simply talking to your boss on paper. So the solution to improving your resume today is to write as you speak. And here's how to do it. By not writing like this. This is actual language from an actual resume, by the way. Do you know what this means? I don't. Exceptional presenter and change agent with deft influencing skills to empower workforce professionals and support valued customers and stakeholders. No idea what this person wants to do. And if you can't get through a sentence in your resume without gasping for breath, that's a sign that you need to put a period or a dash in there. Break that language into, create 2 or more sentences. The solution to all kinds of garbage like this is to follow the advice of Winston Churchill, who said use short, old words. I can't emphasize this too strongly. Your resume should read as if you were speaking to your boss on paper. You wouldn't talk like this. You wouldn't say I'm an exceptional presenter and change agent with deft influencing skills. No one speaks that way, so don't write your resume that way. Use short, old words. Now, 2 cover letter secrets. There are many, but the best 2 that I can think of for you today is to simply get attention. Number 1, most cover letters are dull as dishwater, and you won't get hired by boring employers to death. So you need to get attention quickly at the start of your cover letter. Like brewing beer, there's more than one way to do this right, but here's an example. Drop a name. If you know Jack Smith, who works in the purchasing department of the employer you want to work for, drop his name right there. Another way to get attention is to ask a provocative question. How often have shipping errors resulted in lost business for you? I can help. So either dropping a name or asking a question, either of these ways is a quick and easy way to start your cover letter off effectively, get attention, and then you can move on to tell employers why you want to work for them. Here's a second cover letter secret. This one I bet you'll not find anywhere else on the internet or elsewhere. At the end of your cover letter, include a P.S. Why does this work? Well, it always gets read. Next to the opening salutation, the P.S. is the second most read part of any letter. That's because most people don't read a letter from start to finish. They tend to skip down to the end to see who it's from and where, and that's where they see your P.S. But don't believe me. What I suggest you do is go home today and read all of your junk mail. If you pull out 10 sales letters trying to get you to open a new credit card account, for example, 9 of them or more, maybe all 10, will have a P.S. at the end. That's because advertising copywriters, and I used to be one, by the way, have known for decades that the P.S. always gets read, so they always include one at the end of every letter. Now, there isn't time here to tell you exactly what to write in your P.S., but the rule of thumb is to be provocative and write something that sums up your best points in language that's impossible to ignore. One final point, as a way to reinforce all this and help you get hired even faster, I'd like to recommend you get a copy of my Resume and Cover Letter Secrets Revealed ebook. You can do that from this page. And if it doesn't help you find a job within 30 days, you can get your money back. Thanks so much for your time, and if you found it helpful, please forward this video to a friend. Thank you.